Okay. So right now we're going to be speaking with Isha Bel. She's here in the studio, and we wanted to welcome you to Cool 97 FM again.
Thank you for having me. I am wonderful.
I don't think your microphone is on.
Okay.
Oh,
there I am now. Yes. I am wonderful. Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm well.
I'm happy to hear that.
Surviving.
I hope everybody listening is doing well too, and you're blessed this morning.
I think we all are.
Yes.
Yeah. In whatever measure we want to look at it, we're all blessed.
Of course, you have life.
Yeah. So tell me something, Isha Bel. Where did your journey in music begin?
Okay. There used to be a girl group called 4th Street Sister. Professionally, that's where I started. But started way back in church with my father and my brothers and sisters. Brothers and sister. And we used to sing in church, and that is where it all started.
Parish?
In Kingston here.
Which church?
Church of God in Christ. So if you know anything about Church of God in Christ, you know about Clark Sisters. And those that is the same body. They always have this program for young people where every year we compete in a thing called JUNAC. So we were trained in speech and drama, all these things. And we're bringing, so my church, they were very active in that area, in the arts. And even some person plays drums. And I can name a number of musicians that came out of Church of God in Christ, like Worms, and he plays bass, a couple of people. Well, here in Jamaica. Whoa. So that's the training ground, the first training ground. Yeah, and I come from East Kingston, you know.
Oh goodness, that in itself is a training ground.
Yeah, that is a training ground because out there I was introduced, the first person who put me on stage was man that used to sing with Mystic Revelation Rastafari, Fuzzy. And he was the first person I used to teeth out and go sing on him little concerts that he used to keep in the community. So after big up the Mystic Revelation Rastafari, put us and everybody out at East Kingston, that helped me to realize and develop my talent. And my father, who is not here, he was the first one that really embodied in me what I need, you know, always pushing me to sing. Wow. And so, you know, so that's the beginning. And then 4th Street Sister come along. And that
How long were you with 4th Street Sister?
Very long, you know, for nearly 7 years. That I was, you may not even recognize it because I was so, ask Mikey, I was so tiny and my hair was short and I was very reserved.
You know, it was last week I found a photograph. I was wading through some photos from my office. And there is a commercial that we did that was on the side of a bus.
Yeah, I'm in that commercial.
With Shelly and Hill.
With Shelly, me and Shelly and Althea.
Yeah.
And Minna. Sexy in the green dress.
The little green dress. And
look at the difference.
And I showed it, I don't remember who I was working with the morning, and I showed it to them and I said, see Shelly and Hill here?
Yes, man. Big up John, Allah, everybody that created that.
Yeah, so then
a training ground, you know. Trust me.
Okay. Yes. So now we're going to look at your journey as a solo artist.
Right.
Because it must take quite a bit to step aside or step away from a group where you've all pretty much developed a synergy to now pursue a solo career.
Well, for a long time I didn't sing. After the group, I did a few little like backup vocals, and then I kind of went into like hibernation. That's what I would call it, because I was living in St. Thomas at the time. And then one day I decided I have to come back and do. That was nearly 8 years of my life just not singing. And then I came back and started singing as Isha Bel. A lot of people don't even know it's me, because it was a transition I had to make. I was working with Hopeton Hibbert at the time, but a lot of stuff didn't come out under a different name. But as Isha Bel, it has been since 2013. I start doing, but I approached in a way like a lot of persons. I work with a lot of persons on the international market. Okay. So it's like I just record. I'm to mainly recordings and I put music out. So there's a lot of music from that time as Isha Bel out working with producers in Europe and the UK mainly, with a lot of vinyls, a lot of stuff released. So it has been a very interesting journey, you know.
All right. So I was listening.
Yes.
And it's a conscious sound that is coming from you. Clearly, it's all part of your transition.
Yes.
And we like the sound of it. Do you write your own material?
Yes, I do.
All of them that we heard?
There are like 2 songs or 3 songs in it where a friend of mine, a music partner at the time, he died. Nazamba, he helped me write a couple songs in the early interim, and he passed away last year, and you know, it's a really sad time. But most of the songs you hear, like Liquor Prior, Ancestor Song, I write all those songs. Still a Makeaway, I wrote that one. Hold It, practically all the songs you hear, I write them. Because from Fort Street Sister, if John and Allah should tell you, I'm the one who I write the songs that I'm about consciousness. I'm about waking people's minds up. I've always been like that. So I will write about the situations I see around me because of my upbringing and the things I witnessed as a child shape my thinking. So I'm never ever going to be like that little, you know, that little. I know you have the females that flurry, and no, I'm not like. My mind is always active, and I always say the Creator give me more work than he allowed me to see. So if I'm allowed to see, I am supposed to do. Right, because not everybody see the things that is supposed to happen. So from he equip you with the eyes to see, you are supposed to carry out what you're supposed to do. So I get that get that gift to see. So I write this what I see, and I hope what I hope for also, because it's not about just talking about the problems. I write about you taking responsibility for yourself and stepping forward in your purpose. That is the main course of my music, which is why you have still a Makeaway. No matter how you drop, you have to get up and do it still, you know. Any
upcoming EPs, albums, shows that we should hear?
A whole lot. Okay, this album, you're hearing songs from the last album I did in 2020 that came out during the pandemic, called Hear Me Now, One Woman Army. Because it's an album I produced myself, executive produced, and working with some producers in Europe. They give me rhythm and sing on them, and I executive produced the album, and I have to big up the persons who helped me on that. Still a Makeaway is the newest single. There's another one called Fret Not out of Gold Bar Records. I've a show coming up April 7th that is Kite Festival, Yellow Kite Festival. I have another show planning also for myself. It's a Roots and Dub show because I'm involved in that arena, the original sound of Jamaican music. I love the idea of preserving that sound. And I have a lot of songs. I have an album coming out with a label in Switzerland called Zion Cave. There's another single coming out with a label in called Dub Quick Records, OBF Records. They're putting out a song. Nobody call it believe. Yes, you know, a whole lot of stuff. And I have more things coming.
Busy?
Yeah, I'm a busy man. Trust me. Let me tell you something. I approach music like this. Get the work done. It will come. All what you want will come. Just do the work, because I wake up with songs in my head. So I go in the studio like Bubbler. Everybody would know that Bubbler. Those musicians know me. I have a session. Come with the studio. You know, and we create live music. We do a lot of stuff. And you know, along with the recordings, I try to create a balance. You know, a nice little balance, and I enjoy what I'm doing, and I give thanks to the Most High for the gifts He has given me, because I embrace them now more than ever. Because before I used to shy away from them and taking charge of everything that is. So I give thanks for that.
The gifts you've been given,
thank you.
You have to use them.
Right. I have to big up my mommy and my brothers and my sisters, East Kingston family. Me love you, you know it, right?
They're all listening. Yes. Thank you ever so much for being our guest inside of Live Tuesday. You have another song to do for us before you go.
Medley.
Yeah. And remember, you're invited to stay for breakfast.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Bless you.